What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for jumping in to this video right now. My name is Danny ColdBlood, aka MusicVidiot, and I'm here joined with the infamous one and only Dibbes Gaming and the fat blubberous Chubby Chris. What's going on, guys?
You can't say that, man.
The fuck I can't, it's my channel.
Holy crap.
Hey, you want to name yourself Chubby Chris, people are going to call you a fat ass. It's not my problem.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh, the beer came out of my nose. What the fuck did he just say? Well, that's a great intro. Holy crap.
The flat and blubbery characters.
Well, welcome, fellow mystery hunters.
We got the infamous Dibbes Gaming over here, and we got the flat butt blubbery Chubby Chris over here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
Right in the ace hole.
Oh man.
We're here live in GTA5 Online. I'm joined with Dibbes Gaming and Chris.
Chubby Chris.
Chubby Chris. And we're hunting, just discussing some more information and some more theories and ideas. And if you guys are here live with us, then whatever you guys suggest as well, we can talk about. But we're going to go back to these codes here that we recently talked about, and we're going to discuss what they possibly mean, what they could possibly be here for, and basically try to figure this out, because we got the first code cracked, and it basically is boiled down to follow the damn train CJ, and CJ is underlined because this is a direct quote from Big Smoke from GTA San Andreas, and we have this being a numerical code that goes in it goes along with the alphabet. So 1 would be A, 2 would be B, but then you also gotta look at it as 25 instead of 2 being B, 25
yes,
would be
yes.
whatever letter that is, and it all equals out to be the first letter of each word. So follow the damn train CJ. So F D or FT D. Okay, so it's like that, and then you can see how CJ is underlined. That's 3 and 10. So that's C and then J. So that's basically what this equals out to be. If you watch the videos that we posted about it, you can definitely see the more intricate breakdown of how this came to be. But then we have another code over here, and this is also just like the first code. Both of these codes were added in on GTA Next Gen, so these weren't on last gen. This is something that Rockstar added in the game. We're not sure what the fuck the purpose is. We do have this arrow with an X circled. We have some other stuff over here too, small graffitis. Maybe they're all linked. Maybe we have to take a better look at the graffiti in the surrounding area. But for the most part, we have the code that needs to be cracked. And let me try to change the filter to get a better view of this code here, because the light is kind of shining hard on it right now. But it has an M at the beginning, 0, 1, 2, C, 7. I can't really see it because of the lighting right now, but give it a couple minutes and it should get better. But Dibbes was just talking about how the M, he thinks it might be tied to maybe like Roman numerals, right? And M being 1000, we know that Chiliad is a accumulation of basically 1,000 elements, right, by definition. So 1,000 is tied directly with the word Chiliad, and if you look at it as a Roman numeral, well, that would also be a duality with the name Roman being the character from GTA 4. We do know that Rockstar has done this before with the hatch out in the water, and we know that the hatch has the banging on it, which is Morse code, and it's basically Roman when he talks to Nico saying, do you want to go bowling, right? So now this would be a very plausible theory, looking at this M as possible Roman numerals, and maybe 1000 tying to Chiliad, and then, if the theory works out, it would kind of lead us to an answer. So we're just speculating, we're just going over some ideas here, Everyone's input is welcome as we try to figure out and crack the second half of this code, as it appears that these both are combined to one total clue. I don't think these are two separate clues. I think they're basically put together to form one ultimate clue, as they're right next to each other, both added in with next gen. Any ideas are completely welcome. So here we are online. Debs, what's going on? Chubby Chris, what's going on?
Hello, everybody. Well, maybe I should say first of all that somebody sent me the whole coding as it is seen in the script or the coding, and the yellow crosshair with the arrow under it next to the code. The code starts there, and there's a yellow like letters like 496 underlined with 19, and you got the yellow crosshair here too, and then you got the code here and you got the code here, and as you can see, those codes are connected by electrical circuits, cable, sorry, like an electrical cable. And if you look at this, it looks like CE, but in the coding it looks like CW, so you have to turn your head to the right so you can see that it spells out CW. So that's I think it's referring to an electric cable, and we have to look up for something electric that means CW, and maybe we can find something there. And because what we found in the code, like in this numeral code, is like all you have to do was follow the damn train, CJ, and CJ underlines. It's like to show the people that it is an intelligent message, that normally you get all the A, U, D, like all you have to do and only the first letters, and then what do you want, what can you do with that? Because it's hard to find a connection to GTA San Andreas, but when CJ is underlined, the 310, you know, hey CJ, hey, that's San Andreas, and then it's a lot easier to crack this code into all you had to do was follow the damn train. So Rockstar gave us an extra hint in this code to underline the name CJ in it. So that's why I think Rockstar is showing us this is an intelligent message, and it was only put in the game when PlayStation 4 and Xbox came out. And I have to say to everybody is that the peyote plants were also added in, and everybody focused on the peyote plants, but don't let them fool you, because this was at that exact same time, but we just didn't spot it. Otherwise maybe the attention will go all to this puzzle. So, and now we found this puzzle, and we cracked it.
This is interesting too, man, because we recently have like a tattoo with a treasure map on there, and it says X marks the spot. That's the name of the tattoo, and we see the arrow pointing to this X being circled right above the two metal tubes, right, that go. And it's funny because there's not metal tubes all over, they're just metal tubes right here, and they're both going from each code. Okay, you got each block.
Yes,
like
two
blocks
connecting
with the code on it, right? The one we have solved, the one we don't, which is this one right here. And there's a metal tube coming from each one, going down and finally receding off into the ground. And what is it? That looks like a peyote on the ground right there. Or is it a rock? By the left one? That's kind of odd.
No, I think it's a rock.
And maybe you're right. Maybe the CW, the sideways CW, might be
because
name.
It's red. It's
red, and right underneath it, it looks like there's a red line going to the tube, basically pointing it out and saying CW is this tube. So what are they trying to say by this? I mean,
CW, actually, when you Google it, it's a television company, so they might be referring to communications, radio, or something related by those lines, you know?
Really?
If you
that's
Google
interesting,
that,
because we have the windmills right behind us, and we know that was also connected with the last update, the Smuggler's Run update. We were given a new radio show by Ron that we covered, and that is all in communications and that topic. So it's funny that they're right behind us. That could be something to look more into, Chris. That's a good job, man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
well
definitely.
found. And can I add one more thing, because you see that yellow arrow pointing to like a crosshair, and the mission, like all you have to do is follow the damn train, is like derailed, like just like you told me, Danny, like the derailed mission. And when you have to get hit gold on that, you have to do it better than CJ and then jump on that train. And in that mission you get to use a sniper rifle, and it's the only mission together with Merryweather and with Bigfoot. Those two missions you can use a sniper rifle with heat detection on it. You know, everybody's doing videos about it, like under the map on Sankudo with heat vision on it. You got a helmet on here, so but those are in single player. Those are the only 3 missions, and one is Bigfoot. This could be the other one, and there's still one left at Merryweather, where the mission with Merryweather, at the freight mission, where you have to steal something there too.
Yeah.
Which you drop in the sea. Those are 3 major missions, and maybe because the arrow is pointing, because normally a crosshair is red, like, but now it's yellow, like it's like thermal, and like we have to search something in thermal. Thermal sniper, like you have
Yeah, that is a good point.
or
This arrow with the X, this is yellow. You're right, and we do have the thermal now, which connects to everything that you just mentioned. So maybe it is telling us that we have to do something with the heat signatures. So we have this part figured out. All you have to do is follow the damn train, CJ, and we have, like Dibbs was saying, the whole derailed mission and everything taken directly from GTA5. And it's kind of funny that they take that mission out of everything, because that's the right after we got the jetpack from San Andreas, and we had to go get the green goo from the train. So they're basically showing us, I think, something big here. If we can crack this second code, I think we'll be on our way, man. I mean, it's right across here from the windmills. They're brought up in that new radio show. It does make a lot of sense that a lot of this ties to GTA San Andreas. We have Saizen Setsu saying, wait a minute, he says, the following the damn train was long before the jetpack mission in San Andreas, he's saying. So how does that connect? Because, I mean, we do have the derailed mission in GTA 5 where it's kind of like right after the Black Project, where we had to go to the train for the green goo, and it says better than CJ for the 100% completion of that mission. So we do have that mission tying it together when you look at it in that perspective. But then in this other perspective that Saizen Setsu is saying, he's saying that to follow the damn train was long before the jetpack mission. So if that's the way it is, then maybe we're supposed to be looking at a different part of the storyline, maybe in GTA 5, for some clues that we might not be realizing. That's a good way to think as well.
Well, I remember that mission, and when you look at the train in San Andreas, the train went to Las Venturas. It went to Las Vegas, and you couldn't follow it. It went straight to through like an invisible block. The train went through, and you can't because it wasn't open yet. It was in the first beginning of the game, and well, I still think for now I'm going to focus on the derailed mission. Is that sniper crosshair, what you see here, that it is yellow. And I have to say, because you see that normally you can see that all over the town, these crosshair, for example, across Lester's house you see one, and they're all over the place. But this one is unique. If you look closely, the other ones are different. The other ones are all the same, but this one is unique. So and it was in decoding, and decoding also refers to these letters, numbers, sorry, like 4, 96, 19, and you see 96 is also underlined, and there is like a stripe above it, a yellow stripe. I'm not sure what to think of it yet, but I know for a fact now that I'm going to focus all on this, because this message, the CJ message, shows us it's intelligent, and it's entered at when the PlayStation 4 came out. So they put in the game for a reason, because if you put on your Xbox 360, you will see it's not here. So they're trying to help us out, just like what they did with the peyote missions. They added it in, and I think that here they're trying to help us out.
It also ties to like Alien and Predator, man. It also ties back to the movies.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was called Predator, that mission. We first seen Bigfoot with the thermal scope, and we do have the Smuggler's Run green color that's on the game case, the same as the green that we see with the night vision goggles, and that's also in the filters, which is called Game Over Man, which is a type from Alien. And we know that Predator and Alien, they're both movies in their own right, and they're both tied to what Rockstar likes to take from, which is movies. Because if you look at the information I brought up in the last video, right, we have one of their newest planes, which is directly tied to Omega, thanks to Chubby Chris and the information he brought to the table. And in the description for this new plane, it says there's really no need to change a winning formula. And then tying to the movies, if you go into the search on your phone and you just type in the word Vine, right, you'll see that there's going to be a website that comes up from typing in the word Vine. There's a couple websites that pop up, and one of them is Vinewood Logline Generator. And if you go into that and you click on it, you're going to see that it's another thing all about movies, but they talk about some suspicious stuff, like the winning formula yet again. They say that, where is it? I'm right here on the screen right now. It says, okay, it says think of it as writing by numbers, which we know that is all about what we're looking at right now, writing by numbers. And we need to know the code, whether it's an action movie or an idiotic romantic comedy. We know the buttons to push and when, and it says you just have to understand the winning formula, and it is a formula. So Rockstar is, and right on the same screen we see snowflakes on the thing, which we know is one of the weather situations that we need for the golden peyote, which ties it all back together again with Bigfoot. And you know, it's just crazy how Rockstar puts this right in our face and gives us breadcrumb trails to follow. So I really think that there's something to all this. They're using entertainment, they're using their past, and they're definitely using a formula, a code, which is tied to the graffiti as well. We see how much graffiti that says code on it, right? And now we're looking at more graffiti and trying to wonder what it's about as we're looking at this code, as we try to figure out the writing by numbers on the second half of it. I think it's all tied together. I think it's very suspicious, and I really want to get to the bottom of this, man. Saizen Setsu also says right here in the chat that the letters are in red and yellow crosshairs, right? And red and yellow equals orange. So Trevor may be an important character as well.
I hate to cut you, but I don't know if you remember, but when you're doing the heist planning, when you come with Trevor and Lester over here, if you switch to Trevor, he actually stops around here to take a piss, literally, exactly here.
Really?
He stops here.
No way.
He takes a piss here, and then he goes to the hangar while he's going with Lester.
Wait, or does he take a piss?
He takes a piss around here.
Really?
No,
which mission is this?
Really?
Which mission?
Yeah, okay. I'm actually gonna send you a clip, but he...
And you didn't bring this information up to us before? You motherfucker, you... Mission where he does take a piss, is that a heist?
No, it's actually a planning. It's a plan mission where you go scope it out.
Do you have to pick a certain A or B, or is it just one that you'll do no matter what, or do you have to pick a certain way for that to happen?
It's gonna happen no matter what, so Rockstar actually does want you to see it, you know.
Daizen Setsu says the mission is called Surveying the Score. You have to drive the Sandy Shores airfields with Trevor, he says.
Surveilling the score. Okay.
Surveying the score. That's funny too, because we know that a score is also the big score, right? But also think about it as a piece of music, right? Surveying the score can also be tied to music as a musical piece, a score.
To be honest, I feel like if he's taking a piss, he's screaming out. Basically, Rockstar is screaming out. Look at the freaking bridge. We haven't added anything. We're foreshadowing this. We're gonna be taking a piss. We're gonna be having fun at you guys trying to crack this. That's what they're basically doing. And I feel the guy to crack this is Trevor. Because think about it, like, you know, Ron has this little radio station, so those cables might be connected to him possibly doing a what's his name, like a TV broadcast, you know, like how they did in the movie They're Alive or something. So they might as well be doing a TV broadcast, and that's why they have CW, you know. That's
okay. Yeah, it's so wonderful what you said. If you come here next to the code here, and you stand in the middle, and you can see the satellite, you can see Mount Chiliad. If you zoom in here, you see the satellite dishes, and you see the RON sign. And here, Danny, the other one is like what you talked about, the ad about still broadcasting from the 80s.
I just put on my thermal scope, the helmet, and it kind of looks like a representation of a part of the mural. Boxes with the lines going to it and going, you know what I mean? It looks like the lines on the mural and boxes from the mural. This could be different parts of the mural, and maybe as we connect more pieces and clues and we realize what is where, we can ultimately figure out what this Easter egg is all about. It's kind of crazy looking at it with this thermal scope on, or thermal vision on.
I'd hate to cut you off, but I confirmed, and he took a piss exactly here. He took a piss here. Yes.
Okay, then okay.
Exactly here, between this area, like here.
Yeah.
We have Einzamulf in the chat saying that there's a cutscene also when you're laying on the tracks as Trevor, and maybe you follow that train, and that also leads me to believe or think about when you get stunned, right, with the electrical stun gun. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then you wake up naked in your underwear at the train tracks at Sandy Shores. There's also a mission where you have to take that one actor to the train. You can either let him go and let him live, or let him die by keeping him in the trunk and parking on the train tracks. So there is a lot of connections, yellow and orange, or yellow and red, you know, equaling orange, connecting to Trevor in the train tracks as well. So there's a lot of good stuff to think about, a lot of speculations here.
I think this was a great discussion.
Yeah, very good discussion, man, very good. Take it easy, Tata, and as always, peace.